All right, very good. Welcome, everyone. This session here, if you're just joining me at 8 o'clock here now, or maybe you're watching the recording, welcome. This is a presentation around soft tech or computer lab use in our high schools in the OCDSB, and it will vary between school and school what is offered in the computer labs. So I'm going to get started. My name is Mike Partridge. I'm the secondary consultant for our technology department. Here we go. Throughout the presentation, if you have any kind of questions, please take a look at clicking on the triangle, square, circle logo in the bottom right corner, and that's where I'll be able to go through, approve your questions, and then I'll try to address them here in the recording. Excellent. So like I said, my name is Mike Partridge. There are three kinds of main courses that are happening in our computer labs in our various schools. They range from TGJ, which is communications technology courses and digital arts. So kind of like an artistic media slant to the courses. And then in the second types of courses, they are like TEJ, TDJ, TMJ. These are kinds of tech design, tech manufacturing, and robotics kinds of courses that use our computer labs. And then in the third kind of courses, we're looking at ICS, or computer sciences and programming and coding, those kinds of courses. So the first type, communications technology. There are many different types of things that you're doing in this course, but it's much more around media development and production. So it's a hands-on course where you're looking at doing everything from TV and movie making, video production. We're using the Adobe suite of tools, so things like Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, After Effects, things like that. It is quite artistic in its learning and the types of things that you produce. The way that the courses are set up for using the computer labs in all of our schools is that the grade 9 and 10 courses may or may not be in the computer labs, depending on timetabling, but the grade 9 and 10 courses follow a TAS curriculum. So that's a tech and skills trade curriculum. And then in grade 11 and 12 is where you get into that specialized pathways. Okay, in this case here, they're coded as TGJ as ComTech. And then sometimes you'll see them as arts courses, photography courses, things like that. The second kinds of courses that do exist in our computer labs are TEJ, or computer engineering, computer studies. These kinds of courses, kind of like this, there's quite a bit of coding. They are still hands-on in most cases, where they'll be doing some breadboarding, some programming, some soldering, some things like small robotics using Arduino or other types of small robotics and coding experiences. And again, grade 9 and 10 normally follow that TAS curriculum. And then in grade 11 and 12 is when you get into the specialized computer engineering type work. The third types of courses that happen in our computer labs across all our schools are called computer science courses, and they follow curriculum that are listed as ICS curriculum. And I'll have a slide later for you to see those codes again, and you can take a look at the curriculum expectations on the Ministry of Education website. They'll help you understand a little bit more about what each of these courses do. But in computer sciences, it's much more around programming in various languages, everything from Java to C, C++ to Python, and dozens of different languages across the, depending on your teacher. and lots of different programming outputs that they develop. So here's just a quick overview of all the things that happen in our computer labs. And so, like I said, the TGJ courses, these are communications technology courses. These are for media design. And then there is the TEJ courses that are more around E for engineering. And then in some of our schools, the photography, film studies, yearbook, maybe tech design or tech manufacturing. These courses will often use our computer labs also. And then the last major group that uses the computer labs are the computer sciences from grades 10 to 12, and they code and program in all sorts of things. So I'll just take a moment there now as a quick overview. You can view all of these curriculums on the Ministry of Education website. And I'll just go over to the Q&A space to see if there are any questions around what gets done in these courses. All right, so a question around AP programming. So there are some schools that do have AP programming in computer sciences, for example. So yes, that is a possibility to combine them. So I think that the slide decks may be available to you after the presentation, so I don't know about that. The links that are there are for the Ministry of Education website. So if you just go Ontario curriculum, computer science, you'll get to it. Any options for specialized game development? It's going to depend an awful lot on your teacher as to what they prioritize for the programming and the coding that you do in these courses. So if your teacher has a deep background and knowledge around database development, then that is probably what will be focused on compared to game design. In a few of our schools, we do have some teachers that are using Unreal Engine and Twinmotion to do some of the exploration of game design also, though. How do we know what is available at our particular school? So please visit your school's website. Please do attend the school's open house events, because that is where you'll be able to ask specific questions to your school. All right, and so here's another example. My child has been learning coding and programming for a long time, so probably in Scratch and other things. So yes, when it comes to grade 10, 11, and 12, they're doing much more text-based, much deeper programming, all the way up into database development, etc. So there's lots of learning to do before heading off to a post-secondary path in computer sciences, or in any of these curriculum areas. Some of our high schools do participate in robotics competitions. Not all have the ability or the space to be able to participate in robotics, but a number of them do. Again, I'll invite you to visit your school's website and or reach out to any staff member that's teaching in the TEJ courses. Excellent. So I'm just going to stop the recording, and as I do that, I'm just going to bring you through to a couple of other examples of what things look like, and then I'll be able to continue to answer any questions in the Q&A section. So things like media arts and graphic design, photography, these are all in ComTech, TGJ courses. Photoshop, Illustrator, Premiere Pro, those kinds of courses, softwares. And then our various labs will have different components or available software and hardware.
Timeline panel.
Right, quick little example of some fun animation. All right, so that puts us at 8:10, and so I'm just going to take a moment. I'll stop the recording. I'm happy to continue on with any Q&As. And your next session, I believe, starts shortly. So if you'd like to stick around and ask some questions, no problem.